welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for deciding to click on today's video. I'm really excited because we are going to be doing my top favorite drugstore products for 2018. You guys know 2018 is coming to an end here. We are in December, and I wanted to focus this video on my drugstore favorites. So I want these to be products you can only purchase at the drugstore. These are my top 18 of 2018 from the drugstore. I will be doing, of course, like a best of beauty 2018, but I wanted to just focus this on more affordable products. So if you guys want to hear my favorites from the year, go ahead and keep on watching. That I did choose aren't necessarily new to this year, but they are favorites for me in the year of 2018. And a lot of these products are newer as well, so let's go ahead and get started. One of my favorite products from this year, and I feel like a breakout products that I absolutely love. If you guys ever pay attention to my description box, you literally see me using this every single day because it's my favorite powder. I've almost went through an entire thing, and this is new to me. I think I got it maybe like a month and a half ago, and I've used it every single day. It's almost out. So this is the Stay Matte Powder from Rimmel London. You can purchase this at any drugstore, and it is such a good powder. I want to say it's like $4.99 or something ridiculous, and it reminds me so much of my Laura Mercier translucent powder, my ColourPop powder, so many powders that are more pricey, and this one, for only being $5, you get a full amount of powder in here, like a regular amount that you would get in any normal translucent powder, and it's just so nice on the under eyes. It smooths them out. It doesn't crease. There's no flashback. It is such a good powder if you haven't tried it out. It also works nicely to set your entire face. I use the shade 001 Transparent. That is the one that I use, and it's just like a clear translucent powder, so this is the one that I use. When you put it on, it does look a little bit peach, but once you dust it away, there's no like residue of peach or anything like that, so definitely recommend this one to you guys. Staying along with the powders, another powder that I have loved so much this year that I've almost went through. I'm still scraping on this one, but this is from CoverGirl, and this is their Vitalist Healthy Powder. I love this powder. I love using it to set my entire face. This is also, I believe, the second one that I've went through, and I just love it so much. Like I said, I've been scraping at this one even knowing it's pretty much gone. I just enjoy this powder. I think it gives a really nice finish on your skin. It sets your makeup really nicely without looking like cakey on the skin. I feel like it's just a very nice powder. It reminds me a lot of like the Charlotte Tilbury powder that I have that is very expensive. I think it's really comparable to actually all of my high-end powders, so definitely recommend this one from CoverGirl if you haven't checked it out. The shade that I use is Classic Ivory. So next I want to move into foundations. I have three favorite foundations from this year. Two of them are new to me this year, and then one is an old favorite. I'm not even going to mention the Maybelline Fit Me because you guys know how much I love that foundation. I feel like I don't need to keep repeating myself because it is one of my favorites. So I picked three that I've been absolutely loving this year. The first one, again, is from CoverGirl. They have quite a few products that are my favorite this year. I feel like this has really been a good year for them. They rebranded. They recently went cruelty-free, and I just feel like I've really enjoyed a lot of the products I've tried from them. So this is their True Blend Matte Made Foundation. I have the shade L60, so light 60. I also have a few more shades for when I am a little bit more tan. This is such a good foundation. It is a matte foundation, but it's not too matte to where it's really drying. It gives you really nice coverage on the skin. I find that this actually gives me just as much coverage and kind of the same kind of finish as my like Too Faced. I just feel like this is a really good foundation. It's super affordable. There is an amazing shade range on this as well, so pretty much everyone can find their shade in this foundation. The next one has been a newer favorite to me, but I've been obsessed with it. Again, this is another, obviously, a drugstore favorite, but it's from Rimmel London, and this is their Lasting Finish 25-hour breathable longwear foundation. I love this foundation so much. The actual applicator is one of the reasons I love it. It has a doe foot applicator, but it is not like your normal foundation one where it's hard to grip the foundation. It has like a little bit of a bend to it, and I feel like when you're applying it, you get so much product on here, and you don't have to like keep dipping in. Sometimes with these applicators, you know, they only get a little bit of product. You have to keep going in. This one actually has a lot of product on it, so you would just just swipe it through a couple times. You get great coverage with this. And also it's very, very lightweight on the skin, but it still gives you, like I said, nice coverage. You can always kind of go over it a little bit more. I feel like for me, this is more of a medium coverage, which is what I prefer. It's very lightweight, like I said, on the skin. Also, there is a decent amount of shades in this one as well. And then the last foundation I have is one of my favorites. This has been one of my favorites for a long time. This is the Photo Focus Foundation. Again, you have one of those applicators. I love these applicators so much. They just make it easy to apply the foundation. I just love the way this one looks. It is so affordable. I think this is like a $5 foundation, so definitely if you're on a budget, this is one to check out. The only problem I have with this foundation is they don't have the best shade range. I have trouble finding my shade, so I do have to mix these, but it gives a really nice finish on the skin, and it also gives really nice coverage. It lasts all day. It is a pretty good foundation, and I thought I would mention it because I really do enjoy this one. So my favorite bronzer for the year of 2018 would definitely be the Golden Sands bronzer from number 7. This has been my favorite bronzer. You can see that I'm like hitting pan on mine. I use this one all the time. I absolutely love it. The shade is perfect for me. It's really nice if you have like fair skin tone. Also in the summer I was using this one when I had like a more medium skin tone. It reminds me a lot of the Benefit like Hoola bronzer. I definitely think it's a dupe for that. I think this one is only about $12. The Benefit one is almost $30, so it's definitely a lot more affordable. It's just a really, really nice bronzer. It applies very smooth on the skin, and it doesn't look, here is a swatch of it, it doesn't look powdery at all, and it doesn't look like unnatural. Like it looks like you're just kind of sun-kissed when you apply it. So there's what it looks like blended out. It's just a really nice bronzer. I definitely recommend this one if you guys haven't checked it out already. Number 7, you can find them at Walgreens and at Target. One of my favorite blushes this year was from Physicians Formula. They had their butter blushes, and these are absolutely so pretty. My favorite one out of them is the Natural Glow. Again, I've used a bunch of this one. It is such a pretty highlight. It has a little bit of luminosity in it, but not too much luminosity. It just hits the skin just right. It's very, very beautiful. It looks very like glowy, but it's not the kind of glowy that's going to give you like a texture on your skin at all. It just looks like a very glowy from within kind of a blush. It has the pink color. It's just such a pretty blush. They also have a few other colors as well, but this one is my favorite out of all the ones that they have. I've been using this a bunch this year. And then since I mentioned the butter blush as my favorite, the actual butter highlights are one of my favorites this year as well. These are such good highlighters. Physicians Formula really knows how to do like their face products so well. I love these butter highlighters. The texture of them is just unlike any other highlights. They feel so just like silky smooth. They look really nice on the skin. They're just so pretty. This one here is really gorgeous. Here is what it looks like blended out. It's just a really, really blinding, beautiful highlight. This one is Pearl, and they have quite a few of these. I love almost all of them that I've tried. There is like a rose one that's a little too deep for me, but this one is really, really pretty on my skin tone, or if you had really, really fair skin tone, this is like the perfect glow, and it just looks so radiant on your skin and really, really nice. These are super affordable as well. And then the other highlight that I wanted to mention is I talk about these all the time on my channel. These are from the brand Profusion. I really enjoy a lot of their products, and these in particular are some of my favorite products from them, and they are a loose highlighter, and I don't really use loose highlighters, it's actually going everywhere, all too often, but when I do, these are the ones that I reach for, and they are blinding. So these are from the Way to Glow kit, and I just want to swatch them. Mine actually lost the little sifter that comes on the top of it. So mine is extremely messy, so hopefully that doesn't happen to you guys. But I'm going to swatch this for you so you can see the amount of pigment that is in these highlights is insane. But when you blend them out, they don't look like glittery on the skin at all. So here's what it looks like blended out. It just looks like very, very pretty, very blinding. And I love reaching into these, especially to put just like on the high points of the cheek. They are so pretty. So it comes with 3 different shades in the kit. You also get a brush in the kit. It's a really, really great highlighting set. I think it retails for like $10, and you get the 3 loose highlighters in there and a brush. blush. It's definitely a great highlighting set. I definitely recommend it. Staying with the highlighting and contouring, I want to talk about this palette right here from Maybelline. And this has been a favorite of mine this last year and the year before. This is such a good palette. So this is the Master Bronze palette. I use mine so much, you can tell it's definitely well loved. This is such a good highlighting palette and contouring palette. If you guys are looking for an everyday contouring palette and you want something that's affordable but still gonna give you that very chiseled, very nice look, this is the palette for you. So they have it, I believe, in a few different ones. This one is the, I don't see on here, it says 10. I'm not sure if that's the one, but I think they have this like in a deeper one as well. But you have just the 3 different shades. I normally use this middle one to bronze, and then I'll contour with this one here. And obviously if you have a deeper skin tone, you can use this one. And then the highlight in this palette is absolutely stunning. I will swatch it so you guys can see. There it is right there. So beautiful. It's very, very blinding. And these powders just blend out super, super nice. They do have a little bit of shimmer in them when you look at them on the pan. When you apply them on your face, you don't really see that. You kind of can't really tell, but I swatched the one over here. They're just really nice. You can also build them up a lot, which is what I like about them. So it's very easy, I feel like, with contour to kind of get carried away and for it to get really messy and kind of crazy. But with this, I feel like I always get a very, very chiseled, very pretty contour. And I love that everything is just right here in one compact. You have that pretty highlight, and then you have the bronzing shades and the contour shades. I definitely had a favorite concealer from 2018. This is from Neutrogena. It is actually a stick concealer. And when I tried this, I didn't think I would like it at all. I do not typically like stick concealers, but there is something about this concealer in particular that I absolutely love. The coverage of it is so, so nice. Here is a swatch of it. Coverage is very, very nice, and it doesn't feel thick. The thing that I don't like about like stick concealers, especially if you try to use them under your eyes, is how thick they feel. I like them for more like spot concealing and things like that. But this one you can use under your eyes. It feels very, very hydrating. This is the Hydro Boost Hydrating Concealer. And it just looks so flawless on the under eyes. It's so easy to apply because it is a stick. I just really, really like this one from Neutrogena. You can obviously find them at like all the drugstores. So we all know that year 2018 was the year of the brows, really 2017. These last few years have definitely been a lot of brow products that have come out. I've loved some, I've not loved some, but I had definitely a favorite from the drugstore. So this is the CoverGirl Brow Pencil. I absolutely love this. So this is actually called the Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. So I don't have one to kind of show you guys because I've actually went through both of these. So it is a super, super fine pencil. The tip on it is very, very fine. You can kind of tell from this, but like I said, they're pretty much empty here. You do have a spoolie on the other side. I think that the colors are just perfect for me in particular. If you have like red hair or deeper hair, these will be really great for you. So the 2 colors that I used are the soft blonde, and then I also used the honey brown. The honey brown is a little bit more my favorite. I do like the blonde one as well. I love mixing these 2, which is why I kind of ran out of them at the same time. I'm definitely going to pick more of these up. It's super affordable and a really, really great brow pencil, especially from the drugstore. I would compare this to the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, the one from ColourPop. You can compare this also to like the Anastasia Brow Wizzes. I think this is definitely a really, really great affordable option for your brows. For eyeshadow palettes, I struggle to find like drugstore eyeshadow palettes that I love, that are very pigmented, that the mattes perform really well. I don't always love like all the drugstore palettes. Like I either like their mattes or I like their shimmers. But this palette I really, really enjoyed from Essence. They have quite a few of these. There are a couple different ones you can choose from. This one was my favorite. They all perform really nicely, so it kind of just depends on what you like. But this one is the Spice Up Your Life palette. I really, really love this eyeshadow palette. It is so pretty. I've used it quite a few times. The mattes in here perform so, so nicely. The shimmers are also very pigmented. They're very foiled, which, like I said, you don't always get from the drugstore, but they're just such nice, nice shadows. They're very, very buttery, and especially when you blend them together, I don't have any like patchiness or anything like that. These perform really nicely. You also get a lot of shades in the palette. I like that it flips like this. It doesn't have a mirror, but it doesn't really bother me because it is so affordable. So definitely check these ones out from Essence if you haven't tried them already. They're really, really great eyeshadow palettes. I do have a liquid eyeshadow I want to talk about, and this one is from Pop Beauty. Now, Pop Beauty is one of those brands that is affordable, but they're a little bit higher up there in price. But I had to mention this because I am obsessed with this. I'm probably gonna go through this entire tube and repurchase it. So this is actually called the Flash Shadow Liquid Eyeshadow, and it is so pretty. This is the one I love in particular. This one is Cosmic Confetti, and here is a swatch of it. How beautiful. So this is a liquid eyeshadow. This is the most comparable that I have seen to the Stila glitters that everyone loves. I actually like this formula more than the Stila because I think the applicator is easier to work with it being a little bit of a smaller applicator. This one hasn't dried up on me. I've had it for a long time. The Stila ones I find to dry up. These dry down super nicely. They're very, very pigmented. There are quite a few different shades in these, but this one is my favorite out of all of them. I just love this shade. It just is like the perfect like gold, but it has some like hints of like purple and pink in there. It's just so, so beautiful on the eyes. I've been recommending this one like crazy because it's so good. And then my favorite mascara from 2018 was the Rimmel Wonderfully Real. When you see my like Best of Beauty 2018, you might see a couple repeats because I really, really fall in love with drugstore mascaras this year. I've always loved drugstore mascaras, but there's something about this mascara. I have it on my eyes today, and it is just one of my favorites. I love it so, so much. It gives my lashes length, but it also just makes them look super black. I like a more spidery lash. That's what I prefer. If you don't like kind of like that little bit of clumpiness, you might not like this mascara, but I prefer that in my mascara. So here's what the wand looks like. I did do a video on this one and kind of compared it to Bad Gal Bang from Benefit on my Instagram, and you could not tell the difference. This is literally the exact dupe for that mascara. So if you haven't tried this one, or you've been wanting to try the Bad Gal Bang, or that's your favorite, I recommend checking this one out from Rimmel. It's so, so nice. So to finish out my drugstore favorites from 2018, I just have a few different lip products. So lip pencil that I love. I've always loved this, but I had to throw it in here because it's one of my favorites. I've used this one for years. So these are the NYX Lip Liners. These are so good. So they are only about I believe they're $3.99. And they are a wood pencil, but they give you so much pigmentation. There's what that one looks like. Here's what the pencil looks like. This one is in the shade Rose, I believe. Yes, Rose. And my favorite is actually the shade Natural. It's a perfect nude lip liner, but they have so many different colors of these. I feel like they're very, very comparable to the MAC lip liners, and they're obviously only $3 instead of like the $20 you'll pay for the MAC one. I've always recommended these, and I definitely will never purchase like another high-end lip liner again because these ones are so good and they're so affordable, so pigmented, and like I said, there's so many different colors. They aren't one of those pencils that skips on your lips either, like when you're applying them. And then we have our last two lip products. So the next one I want to talk about is from Physicians Formula. These are the Healthy Lips. I have just here two of my favorite colors. There are so many colors to these, and they are the most beautiful liquid lipstick. So they're actually called the Healthy Lip Velvet Finish. The formula is just so good on these. So they last so long on the lips. Absolutely love the applicator. They have a bit of bend in the applicator. I will swatch this shade, but I prefer a velvet liquid lip. That's my favorite to wear, and these just last so long on the lips. Like I said, here is a swatch of that. They're so, so comfortable. This is one of the most comfortable liquid lipsticks that I have in my collection. They're not drying on the lips. They don't break apart really weird. They last really well when you're like drinking and eating, things like that. I remember I wore one of these over the summer when I was on vacation, and I wore it all day and I didn't apply, and still at night had this lipstick on and it looked like perfect after like 8 hours or something crazy. So those are really, really good. And then we also have the last liquid lipstick that I want to talk about. And this was actually another favorite of mine from the year from Pixi. And these are actually called their Matte Last Liquid Lipsticks. This one is one of my favorites. This one is Everything Rose, which of course you guys know I love like my mauve-y rosy shades. And here is what Everything Rose looks like. Such a good color. Again, I love the applicator on these. It has like a curved applicator. It's so easy to apply. When they have that curved applicator, it just makes it really easy to just line your lips as well. These are another formula that lasts all day on the lips. They don't dry down either too much. So that's what I like in my liquid lipsticks, is when they're not just too drying. I hate when liquid lipsticks get like too drying and they kind of crack apart. This one doesn't do that either. This one is a little bit higher price points than the Physicians Formula one, so keep that in mind. These are like a little bit higher in price, but they're also both really good, and I do think they're very comparable as well. Both are good in different ways, so I love them both, but they are very similar as well in the formula. But after that, I got through all of the products. I know I kind of talked fast, but it's kind of a lot of products to get through. I kind of threw a lot at you guys. I will have all of them linked down below in the description box so you guys can check them out. I love sharing affordable products with you guys. I know that a lot of times, you know, I share these collections on these large collections that are so much money and these expensive brands. And I want to also make sure that I'm always sharing affordable products with you guys, which is another reason why I wanted to just share my favorite affordable products and not just do like the best of beauty with more high-end things, kind of just show my favorite drugstore ones as well, so you guys can check out some affordable products that are my absolute favorites. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel before you guys go. Please leave me a comment down below if you guys have any drugstore favorites that you liked in 2018 that I didn't mention. Maybe you can help me find a new favorite. Leave that down in the comment section. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.